Hey everybody, Cobra DVS and Neoflynn
Hey everybody.
for RattleCast episode 6.
Six.
I
Yes,
think it's 6.
it is six.
It's 6, okay. Alright, so, you know what? Before I forget, um, in the description, we are on Facebook, so go ahead and like the show on Facebook. If if you have Facebook, that'd be cool. Nick runs the Facebook, so, yeah.
Like it or, don't. But please like it, so it make us feel better about ourselves.
Also, to explain, there was a week skip. It was not last week, but the week before. That was because there was a YouTube glitch that wouldn't allow a video over 15 minutes to be uploaded. So I couldn't upload, obviously I couldn't upload this one. And if you notice, that week that we didn't do the RattleCast, I uploaded a pickups video that is 14 minutes and 59 seconds. So I made it by a second. But they fixed it now, and actually it was fixed at one point because I actually had the show up. And we got a shout out by Trouble on the YouTube gaming community. Unfortunately, that link that he left in the description is no longer good because I had to take down the video to re-upload it this Friday.
Re-upload it.
Yeah. It was a mess, but we're all set now. So, barring some sort of screw up by YouTube again, we should be right on track.
Back to our routine.
Yes. Okay.
With hopefully no more glitches.
Yeah. Right. All right. Comments. Let's go ahead and get comments on the last video. Got a few here. Intellivision Dude is the first one. He says, I want to play Red Dead Redemption, one of the only games that makes me want to get a new gen system. I've never played Red Dead Redemption.
It's very good. We talked about it last week, but sandbox in the Old West. So take Grand Theft Auto and put in horses instead of cars, and there you go.
Okay, and then he also says, for me, backwards compatibility is not a necessity, but a convenience. It's not a deal killer if it's not, but it's a nice feature to have. Just sometimes there's compatibility problems. I will sometimes play PS1 games on my PS2, so I only have one system hooked up. My GBA SP and GB and Game Boy Color player, and my DS is my GBA player. Okay, that's confusing. If this feature was better implemented in the past, it may become the dying feature with the PlayStation Store, Nintendo Store download crap. LOL. The fact that he called it the Nintendo Store is ridiculous.
Yeah, he does kind of make a good point that we didn't really touch on in our conversation, but they do on especially in the PlayStation Store, they upload a bunch of old PlayStation 1 games that you can buy on your PS3. So that is, kind of another form of it that we didn't really touch on. But
right, and
of course, then you have to buy them again to get them on that system.
You gotta buy them again.
Yeah.
And the Wii goes back to the N64. That's the most current you can download, I believe. I'm pretty sure there's no GameCube games you can download.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I haven't really looked at it because I never go on there, but
I don't either. I go on the 3DS one, but you can't download 64 games. I don't.
And in fact, really the only time I go on the PlayStation Store is to see what PlayStation Plus freebies are on there. So, that's the only reason. I don't buy a lot of download games.
No,
it's just how I am. But
I am the same way. I hardly ever do it. Okay. Oh, I lost my page. Okay, next is LV Peppy 38 says, "Cool episode, guys." And then Mr. B-Lands, a.k.a. James, has two comments. He says, blue PS2 games were because when the PS2 launched in Japan, it didn't actually have support DVD out of the box. The DVD remote updated the firmware of the system to read newer games. The blue discs we got here were a result of cranking out games before the launch window because the system did support DVDs at launch in the States. Oh, yeah, we were talking about how some PS2 games are blue and some aren't. He also says, anyway, I do love backwards compatibility. I only have a room for a few systems, so if I can keep my games and pack up my old systems or trade them in to help buy the new system, that just makes it all better as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a space issue too, I suppose.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's nice to have, but
yeah. I think in television, dude said it bad. Like it's not a necessity, but a convenience.
Yeah.
Not a deal killer or anything like that. Okay. All right. Well, that's all the comments, so we can go ahead and move on to news. Nick, you can go ahead and start if you like.
All right, the first one. I think we have like a legal segment in every episode. I always seem to have something involving some sort of court case, but this time it's the ever-going battle between EA and Activision over Call of Duty. They settled one part of it, and that was Activision was suing EA, saying that they attempted to derail the Call of Duty franchise, purposely, which I don't really know how you would prove or disprove that, but the two of them have been going back and forth, suing and counter-suing each other, and most of it stems from, the two guys that were Infinity Ward when Activision fired them, and then they went on to form Respawn, and they're now working for EA, so they're kind of going back and forth at each other, but so it's one part of it has been settled, but there's still, that court case between the two of them is still active, so it's just one of those ongoing legal battles that we'll never hear the end of.
This is the thing that started like when those Infinity Ward guys got fired or something?
Yeah, that's how it all started. That's how they started, and then, they've each had cases against each other, but I don't even, this one was basically, let me see if I can click the link if it tells exactly what it was. But it was, Activision was suing EA. Let's see. Attempt to derail Activision's Call of Duty franchise, disrupt its Infinity Ward development studio, and inflict serious harm on the company. So I don't know if that was because they hired the two guys from Infinity Ward, or if it stemmed from something else, but that was the basis of it. But it's dismissed. They didn't announce, what the settlement was or anything like that, but at least that much of it is over with.
I gotta tell you, I think like the two publishers that are out now that I like the least are probably EA and Activision.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't really care for how they do it.
They do business,
yeah. Here's Activision is, let's pump them out fast, and EA's like, let's make sure we charge them for everything.
Right. It's an interesting way of looking at it, but
well,
EA just has their hands in so many things that you
they
can't.
Do.
Like,
they have some.
You can't escape them.
They have They have some great games on their hands. I got to tell you though. Crisis 2, I had that one. That was a good one. They Mortal Kombat. Did you say they were involved with that?
EA is.
I remember you saying that because you need an online pass to play, and I thought that was an EA thing.
It's not specifically EA. Like, a bunch of companies do it, but
oh, bastards.
I think they're the ones that started it.
Oh, okay, all right. But yeah, all right. Well, yeah, I'm not a big EA fan. I don't even know the last game I bought by them. It probably was Crisis 2, actually. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Which one are we gonna pick here? Let's pick this one because I'll probably talk about it at least. And it's like a 3-parter, but I only want to talk about one thing. It's about the patch that that Nintendo put out for Mario Kart 7. Now you never hear about Nintendo releasing patches. I've never heard of it before in my life.
Yeah, I can't think of a time that I've heard of it. You know, except for like, Wii system updates and stuff like that.
Right,
they
sure.
do that, but not specifically to a game.
But I'm hoping that this is sort of a sign that they're moving towards a more, internet like the Xbox and that they really are involved with the internet and the whole friends, the whole networking side of the thing. Hopefully, this is Nintendo moving in that direction. I might be looking too deep into it, but
I think they have to, because if they don't, they're gonna get left in the dust. So
right, yeah.
If they don't have like good online functionality for the Wii U, I think they're in trouble.
Yeah, and they probably will. I'm assuming they will. The 3DS is definitely better than the Wii as far as online features, I guess is how you say it. You have like a friends list and that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. But anyway, this Mario Kart 7 thing, on one of the tracks called Woohoo Loop, there was this special trick you could do that would literally allow you to almost cut the level in half. I don't know if you've played Mario Kart 7 or not.
I have not.
Okay, well, it's pretty much like most other Mario Karts. It's probably one of the best ones, though. Anyway, there are some tracks in the game that instead of being laps, they're actually just one long, big track. They're not, and they're divided into 3 sections instead of laps. You only go around it one time.
Oh, okay.
Woohoo Loop is one of those. So in this glitch, you can. I actually watched it online because I'd never heard of it. There's a certain point before you like go into a tunnel or something. I think you turn around and drive off into the water. And when the Lakitu brings you back up and drops you back on the track, he drops you on a different part of the track from when you drove off, and it's like way, way ahead of where you were. So you automatically win. I had never heard of this. Never would have even thought to try it, and you can't do it now. There's also one for Bowser's Castle 1, which I think is like a Super Nintendo track, or a Game Boy Advance version track, but I didn't look up that trick, but yep, they're all patched, so you can't do it anymore.
Let's hope that that's Nintendo moving in the right direction.
Yes, okay, yeah.
All right, my second one.
Yee, I'm excited for this one.
It's why we have a legal segment, and then we have our Halo 4 segment.
Yeah.
This will be our Halo 4 segment for this week. They announced the box art. And actually, it was really kind of cool how they did the box art. I don't know if you got one of the emails. I did, and I didn't even open it, but now I know what it is.
Oh, who sent it to you? Microsoft?
But it was either Microsoft or Bungie. I don't remember. I remember seeing it in my inbox.
Well, it wouldn't be Bungie.
Well, you're right, yeah. Microsoft or 343, I don't know. But basically what it was there was 32 different pictures, and they sent them out to, different emails. So you got one piece of it, and then you had to find, the other 31 pieces of it, basically. And once you put them all together, it displayed the actual cover art. So I thought that was kind of cool how they did that. It was actually kind of a cool cover.
Yeah, I didn't get that email. I wish I would have.
I'm going to have to look at it now. But the other news in this was that they announced the limited edition, which for a snazzy $100, you'll get a fancy-looking box, the ability to unlock 6 multiplayer specializations early, which we don't exactly know what those are yet, but a 90-minute version of Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn, which I'm assuming is either, like a prequel movie or something, and 9 maps that will be released after Halo 4. So you're getting like the map packs basically for free if you buy the limited edition. The sad news to me is that there's no Legendary Edition, which is kind of disappointing because I bought the last 2 and I like them and I wanted something new, but I'm not going to get it. And I guess there's going to be, some like Xbox Live Avatar props and stuff that you'll get with it too. But yeah, so good news in that they released the cover, bad news in that there's not going to be a Legendary Edition. So I'm kind of torn as to whether I want to buy the limited edition. I don't know if it's worth it. I'm debating. I probably will, but
I'll probably stick with the normal one. $100 on a game that's a lot. That seems like a lot.
See, I'm thinking though, because they say 9 maps, 9 future maps, and I'm guessing that that's going to be 3 different map packs, and they usually charge like $10 or $15 per map pack. So if you break it out that way, you're actually coming out ahead in the end. So
That's right.
That's how I'm going to think of it. Oh, it does actually say that. Yeah, we'll be split across 3 packs, each of which will apparently include 3 locations. So,
on a side, not really on a side note, but on like something you said, but box art. Do you like the box art?
I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
No, I like it.
It doesn't really tell you anything.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. It's not very boring. Halo 3's was boring.
Yeah, it really was.
Halo Reaches wasn't really great or anything, but it
Yeah,
was,
I thought Reaches was good. Like, if you really look at it.
yeah, I guess so. It like shows the whole team and whatnot, but
Yeah, in the background, like, you can see Reach going, in the
yeah.
back.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good, I guess. Yeah, but this one's pretty cool. I like this one.
Yeah.
I just hope, like, I don't know. It seems like people just want this game to suck.
Well, there's so many people that think Halo's overrated.
Yeah.
That they're always going to hate on it no matter what.
Mhm.
It could truly be the greatest game ever, and they would still hate on it because
Yeah.
they just have that stigma that Halo's overrated.
Yeah. I'm so looking forward to it. I got to tell you.
Yeah, I think we're both like major Halo marks. So
Yeah. I
I
started.
have a giant Master Chief in my room, so that tells you all you need.
Well,
to know.
you've beaten me. I have nothing like that. But what's that? What was I gonna say? Yeah, I started with Halo 3 on the 360. I played some multiplayer at a friend's house, and I was like, "Whoa, this is pretty sweet." So when I got my 360 for Christmas, got Halo 3, and it was love ever since.
See, I go all the way back to before the Xbox even came out for my Halo love. I was actually working at GameStop when it launched, and we got our demo unit, and it had the Halo demo on it, like before the system actually came out. And I can remember us getting that and setting it up and like just taking turns playing the Halo demo like all day long, not doing any work whatsoever. So I go all the way back to then. And I've been playing it ever since.
The only one I haven't played, I've played very little of Halo 2, but the only one I haven't played is Halo Wars.
And I tried and I just couldn't get into it. I never got very far. I need to pick it up again because I eventually bought the strategy guide on the Target clearance end cap for like $1.
Oh,
I need
wow.
to just go through and beat it so I can say that I did.
I'm not a big fan of the strategy games. I don't think I'm very good at them.
Yeah, I'm terrible at them, so that's why I wasn't very good at that one. But but yeah, we played so much Halo 1 multiplayer that it's not even funny. Like when I used to live in Utah, where James is, we used to get together literally every Monday night, and we would watch WWE Raw and play Halo at the same time. So we literally played like every week. So
Nice.
I can't count how many hours of the original Halo I played. It's kind of frightening.
Eh.
But yeah, so Halo 4 it should be good. I have high hopes.
Yeah, uh, I'm confident.
Yeah, they'd have to try really hard to screw it up, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, speaking of the future, this is a thing, an IGN. It's kind of like a little study that they gave to some people about the next generation consoles, and they asked them a few questions, and I gotta tell you, it's pretty irritating. First, okay, here's the disclaimer in the beginning here. Blah 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 blah. IGN in a recent survey, in a recent IGN survey, 62,000 gamers tackled a bunch of questions concerning attitudes to next-gen consoles, including the Xbox 720, aka the Durango, PlayStation 4, aka Orbis, and the Wii U. The statistics included favored consoles, who is likely to be buying the next generation of machines, and your expectations for technical improvements. Okay, so here's the first question. How interested are you in buying these next generation consoles? Here are the results. 63% said they are very or somewhat interested in the PS4. 60% said they are very or somewhat interested in the Xbox 720. 40% are very interested or somewhat interested in the Wii U. 34% are interested in the console from Valve. 18% are interested in a console from Apple. And 10% are interested in a generic unified cloud-based system. I wouldn't even know how to answer that unified generic thing. Yeah, 40% for the Wii U. Here's the problem. I don't think you can take this as a serious estimate, because who goes to IGN? Not Wii users.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a hardcore site.
Yeah. So
But I think it's somewhat accurate because, I think a lot of people are down on the Wii. Especially the gamers. So I don't know. I think based on their audience, it's probably about right.
I'm a little surprised that the PS4 is more anticipated than the Xbox 720.
3% isn't that much, though.
Yeah, that's true. I assume Xbox would have at least been higher. The console from Valve, I would have zero interest. The same thing from Apple,
Yeah.
especially Apple. I don't really care. What was that? What was they had a video game system before? It was called the Oh damn it! It was a real piece of crap.
Did they?
Yeah, it came out in like the early or the mid '90s or something. Oh, what was it called? It was like a CDI kind of. It followed that road. I looked this up. Apple gaming console. The Apple Pippin. That's what it was. The Pippin.
The Pippin.
Yeah, it blew ass. I remember watching a video for it once, and I think it's an internet browser, which is pretty interesting, but it was like back, okay, it came out in 1995, it says, so you can imagine how slow the internet was, but they were like bragging how fast it was, but it was like a minute to load a page and stuff.
I've never even heard of this thing.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's not something I'd recommend, I don't think. Okay, all right, next question they asked is, would you pay $300 to $400 for next generation consoles? 33% said they would pay that much for an Xbox 720. 35% said they would for a PS4. 13% said they would for the Wii U. 12% said they would for a Valve console, and 8% for the Apple console. These are really staggeringly low numbers. Because, I mean, they're going to cost at least $300.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah, so saying only 33% of the people surveyed would pay that much for a brand new console, that's absurd.
I think it has something to do with just, the state of the economy. Like, who has that much money to shell out to begin with?
That's true, but it's not going to be cheaper. I can guarantee you the cheapest system on this list, assuming that the Valve and Apple thing don't even happen, will probably be the Wii U.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a guess. I'll say it'll probably be $300 or $350. That's my guess.
I would say 300, like the $299, $99.
Hopefully it doesn't get too expensive. The controller was I remember reading some people thinking that was going to drive the price up because it's a little more advanced.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. Okay. All right. These are specific upgrades. It says, how interested are you in the following potential PlayStation 4 features? I think you have a PlayStation 4. Okay. 72% says a major graphics upgrade. 44% say more media connectivity. 40% say streaming digital games. 37% say innovative controllers, and 10% say smaller, sleeker hardware. For 72% say that like I'm assuming that they're saying that the most important thing clearly to them is the graphics.
Yeah.
It's just like a sign of the times, and it's just not. Oh, and then at the bottom it says no. Xbox 720 stats are broadly similar, so we can assume it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
I wouldn't. The graphics, I mean, they're not important. They're really not. I mean, they're like bottom of the list. I think we've talked about this before, but
yeah,
it's just not that important to me.
But see, I think when you're talking about like the next gen console, like there's not really a whole lot else that you could upgrade, So I think that's probably why they're saying that that's the most important thing that they want to see, because other than a different controller or something, there's not a whole lot else that you could put out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that could be the reason that's the highest thing, because that's the easiest and the most plausible thing to be improved would be the graphics.
Yeah,
so.
generally, yeah, it's what you've seen, sure. And I think probably this jump, the jump from the last generation to the current generation, is probably the biggest we've seen. As far as a graphics leap. I mean, kind of pushing it, but saying like maybe 16-bit to the next generation, that was pretty big. Like Super Mario World to Mario 64, kind of.
Yeah.
Pretty huge. But I think this one might take the cake. It's pretty impressive. But that kind of like, you kind of got to think, we're probably not going to see that big of a jump again. At least,
Yeah, yeah. There's only
I
so
gotta
much
say,
they can
probably ever. We probably won't see that big of a jump ever,
do.
because there's gonna be a point where it looks just so realistic you can't get any better.
And it's kind of to that point now, you know.
It almost is. Yeah,
It's
that's right.
close.
I imagine this next one, eh, the next generation, it might even be at that point. Um, Plus, I don't know if I really want a game to look like a movie. It wouldn't really do it so much for me. But all right. What else were there? More media connectivity, streaming digital games, innovative controllers, smaller, sleeker hardware. I like smaller, sleeker hardware. I like that. I think 10% is a little low.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, it's not
It's not so much
that important of a
important.
thing, yeah.
It's not important, sure, but I don't know. What model PS3 do you have? Out of curiosity.
Which model do I have?
Yeah.
I don't know. The most recent, like, not the big black, huge, gargantuan
Is
thing.
it the one with like the dollar plastic kind of?
Yeah.
It was like PS. Okay, all right. I actually prefer the look of the original. I don't know what it is, but I prefer the look of that PS3. I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool. But everybody else seems to be they like the one you have, the second model there.
Yeah, I mean, it fits better, I think. Like,
How much
it just
smaller
looks better.
is it?
I've never seen them side by side, so I couldn't say.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's dramatic, but I like the look.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for this. Okay, they go into more details about other crap, but there's no more like pictures of the study. So that's the end of that. But I thought it was interesting. All right, what's next? Oh, Nick, you've picked this one. You can go ahead and with the gaming spotlight.
Yeah, I thought it would be like I was trying to come up with something different and new to talk about, and I came up with like memorable gaming soundtracks. Like, you know, some of the games that you just like the music was what stuck out to me. And like even going back to like 8-bit, you know, there's those certain games like I can think of Mega Man, of course the Mario games, that just, you know, that music is stuff that you could actually listen to now and like you know, be excited about it. I don't know what are some of your favorite 8-bit ones.
Oh, 8-bit. This is Contra, Castlevania. Those two, if you were to walk around, if you were to be at my house on any given day, you'd probably hear me whistle the Contra theme from the very first level, probably 5 or 6 times. It's just so good.
Yeah, Contra's a
And
good
then,
one.
and then Castlevania, that's just one of my favorite series ever. Even though the game wasn't that great, Castlevania 2, the soundtrack in that game is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one. So.
Oh, I bet you are. I bet you've heard the
I probably have heard it. Yeah, I
Blood
just haven't
Tears
played the
one.
game until like.
That's the pretty popular one. It kicks ass. What are some other good ones?
We talked about Double Dragon when we talked
Yes.
about Double Dragon.
Oh wow, that's good. You know, the Mega Man, you mentioned Mega Man. I don't really play much Mega Man, so I can't really come into that.
It was-
Double Dragon or Battletoads, that had a good one.
Yeah, it was either Mega Man 2 or 3 that has like the best intro music that I think I've ever heard. Like
think
as far
it's-
as a bit.
Probably 2, because I've heard it before. Let me see if I can pull it up here. If it's the one that I'm thinking of.
I did a gameplay of it, and I say that at the beginning of the gameplay. This is one of them.
Okay. All right. Oh crap! My speakers aren't plugged in. Well, they are, but they're going through my headset here, so you won't be able to hear it. All right. Well, whatever. I think Mega Man 2. A lot of people say had the best music. I can't really attest to that, but whatever.
Let's see if I can find mine.
Other good 8-bit soundtracks. You got your Mario. You got classics like Zelda and stuff. Metroid. It's interesting going back and because you still hear that theme, but like redone, like Super Smash Brothers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I think it was 2 that I'm thinking of, but it won't load my video, so I don't know. Anyway.
probably was.
And then, you know, you go to 16-bit, and of course things
Wow.
got better and sound better.
The gasket just blew off with the 16-bit. It's so good.
Yeah, there's so many on 16-bit. Like, the one that always immediately jumps to mind, and it's probably just because it was my first experience, on the Super Nintendo, is Super Mario World. Like, it
Yeah.
just sounded so much better than anything that we'd heard before.
Yep.
Like, I can remember the first time I went in, like, an underground level, and the music actually had, like, an echo, like you were actually in a cave. Like, I thought that was the most amazing, at the time, I think it's the most amazing thing you've ever heard. And, like, that, the underwater music and just everything about Super Mario World. And we talked about Donkey Kong Country before.
Wow. That has got to be one of the best soundtracks ever. Donkey Kong Country. That is actually my ringtone right now.
That's...
what it's the I think it starts off at the point in the original game where Cranky Kong, or is it the old Donkey Kong is sitting there?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the Donkey Kong drops down, and then like the music starts picking up. It's like that. Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah, we sitting there like turning the little crank on the the old thing. Yeah.
What else is there? A Link to the Past is excellent. That got stuck in my head when I was playing that. That got stuck in my head. I was whistling that a lot. I like to whistle.
And everybody talks about Chrono Trigger. Like, I've never played it, but
yeah, it's it's good stuff. It's good stuff. You can pretty much you can point the finger at any Nintendo game and just like
made by Nintendo, yeah.
This music is just good. I don't know how they do it. It's like, wow, this is good stuff. You get your newer Metroid game. Castlevania 4 had some great music. Contra 3, nah. It's just okay with the music, not great. Of course, and then you look at the Genesis. Sonic had some excellent music.
Yeah, Sonic was good.
Sonic 2, probably in particular, is the one I remember the most. Chemical Plant Zone. Oh, yeah. You got Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
It actually had Michael Jackson music in it, yeah.
Yeah. There's just so many.
Like, and then you go to the more modern ones that are actually, symphonic type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the one that I actually, like, have them on my iPhone, and I listen to them all the time, is anything from Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are some of the
Artie
best.
O'Donnell, is that his name? The
Yeah.
composer? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Those are some of the, like, literally, you listen to that, and it sounds like a movie soundtrack. Like, and the games are so ingrained in my head that I can listen to the music and know, like, what level it's from and what I was doing when that music was playing. Like, it's just, yeah. And I think my favorite, this might shock some people, but my favorite out of the whole series is ODST.
Really?
Yeah. I just love the music.
That's sort of like that softer kind of jazzy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more jazzy. It features a lot of saxophone, and I think that's what I like about it, because it's just so different. And again, that one, I think, does the best job of conveying the feel of that game in the music of like, any soundtrack that I've ever heard. Like, because, in the game, you're this lone guy trying to reunite his squad, and, like, the music just has that lonely, somber feel to it. Like,
I've never heard anybody pick that, but I gotta tell you, I can't disagree with you. I don't know that it's my favorite, but I think it's excellent.
I don't know why. It does something for me.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I respect that decision, I guess would be. Yeah, Halo. That's always got the good music. Gears of War was another one that.
Yeah.
Excellent music. The new Castlevania game, Lords of Shadow, had really like orchestrated music. It doesn't really sound like Halo or anything, but it's that same type of action sort of.
And I really like Borderlands too. Like, it was another one that just kind of fit the feel of the game.
I don't even remember what the music is in the game.
It has the best intro song of any game ever.
That's a funny video, that intro video, and that Skag gets hit by that.
Yeah, with Cage the Elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the best intros ever. So.
That's pretty good. I don't even remember, like, other than that, I don't remember any music from Borderlands.
Yeah, I mean, the gameplay music wasn't anything, like, outstanding. It was just the way it fit into the game. Like, you would hear the music and it would come on and you would know, okay, I'm going to get into a big battle. And then it plays like, when you've killed everything, it kind of played like this tone, so you knew you were safe.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. That reminds me.
so.
It's been a long time since I played that. Yeah, okay, I remember that. Um, of course, I don't know how familiar you are. I know you've heard of the series, but I don't know how familiar as far as the music goes. But Doom had incredible music.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's it's oh man, it's so good. I'm just sitting here like in awe of it, just thinking about it. Ah, I love that music. Duke Nukem, that had pretty good music too. Well, the Duke Nukem theme is pretty cool.
There's actually one that I listened to that somebody gave me at some point, way back when, and I've never even played the game, but I love the soundtrack. And it was the original. I think it's the original Xenogears. It's
Oh,
got
on
like,
the PS1.
yeah, it's got like this Irish kind of Lord of the Dance type soundtrack. Like I really like it for some reason.
Never
But
played it.
yeah, like I said, I never played the game, but I like the
Yeah.
soundtrack. It's one of those weird things.
Um, what's another memorable soundtrack? On the Genesis, I really love the original Road Rash music.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like the licensed soundtracks as much, but
What
I,
the what?
well, I don't know. The original Road Rash didn't have licensed music. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Oh, like yeah. Okay, I know what you mean. No,
Yeah.
yeah, the first one didn't. I don't think the second one did. The third one might have.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the licensed soundtracks. I think that's kind of a cop out, but
Yeah.
that's just.
What was it? It's the Sega CD version of Road Rash has Soundgarden, which I don't know who they. Well, I've heard of them. I don't know their music, but
Yeah.
I know they're featured like on the cover. It says that. Ooh, Soundgarden. Dur.
They had like two good songs. Yeah.
That's two more than I know.
Right. What was the other one that I wanted to bring up? I've lost it. Whatever it was. I just had it. Now it's gone.
That happens to me.
What was it?
Oh, Mario Kart. That's another good one.
Yeah, I think like you said, any like licensed Nintendo game.
Yeah, you can't. You're not gonna go wrong. Even like the new Metroid Prime games. Well, I've really only played the first one, but when you're just playing, you just hear like doot 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 doot. They're just like rhythmic beeps, and it's still pretty catchy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, all right.
Oh,
It's
now I
your-
remember what I wanted to bring up.
Oh.
Gitteroo Man has one of the best songs ever.
What is it?
Gitteroo Man, it's a rhythm game on the PS2. It's like imported from Japanese. It's really obscure.
Yeah.
But it was, way before Rock Band and Guitar Hero and all that. It was the original rhythm game. But it's got there's a song called The Legendary Theme, and there's a part in it where you play this acoustic version of it, and you're trying to like woo this girl on a beach, and it's seriously one of the best songs ever.
Huh.
It's just this acoustic guitar, like that's all that's all you hear is this acoustic guitar. It's just really good for some reason. Like look it up on YouTube. You'll be happy you did.
Yeah, never heard of that one.
Look up Get to Roo Man Legendary Theme Acoustic. You'll be happy. Here, actually I'll send you the link. Because we have that ability. As soon as I can find it.
Yeah, we do have that ability, huh?
I'll find it in 2 seconds because I listen to it all the time on YouTube. Actually, I don't want that one. I want the gameplay one. As we totally stall the show while I do this.
Just check the time,
All right.
What's the name of this game again?
Gitteroo Man?
Gitteroo. Yeah,
Like-
that's Japanese
yeah.
for sure.
All right, here we go. Skype. Send link. Ta-da! All right.
And
great.
I heard the magic. Boop-doop.
We'll put a link in the video description so everyone can hear this song. But
Okay, there it is. So I didn't show up at first. All right. Let's see what the
if you
hype's about.
skip to like the 1:15 mark of the video is when the actual music starts.
All right. Oh, it's kind of like a slower
like-
kind of.
Yeah, and it's like so different from the rest of the game that it really stands out. Like it's really good.
Huh. It sounds like an Eagles song, like a slow Eagles song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
See,
That's
it's
not,
just kind of chill, like.
yeah, it's not typically what you hear, but yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Plus, you get the chick to fall in love with you by playing it, so. Yeah.
Well, that's just bonus.
Ice on cake, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I'm having a hard time thinking some. I should have written down a list. Actually, I did a video on gaming soundtracks, and I don't even remember what I had on that. I know I had Altered Beast. Who cares? But yeah, there's a lot of good music out there.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of like a dying. I don't want to say it's a dying art, but it kind of is because you play a lot of games with just like generic ass music.
yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
It's rare anymore to find like that really good soundtrack that you want to listen to like outside of the game.
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, unless you have anything else to say, we can move on to the other thing you picked for the week.
Yeah. All right. Game of the week time. And
Actually,
if you follow Facebook,
let's pluralize it. Games.
Yeah, games of
Yeah.
the week. And if you follow Facebook, so this is your excuse to go like it, then you'd have an already prior knowledge of what this is going to be. Because I usually post some sort of box art or clip of something to give you a hint. This time I did it as a hint instead of come right out and say it. But it's the Mutant League games on Genesis. Who doesn't love those? Mutant League football, hockey. They're actually kind of rare to get box complete.
Yep. Yeah. Hockey definitely more so than football.
Yeah. But they're both really awesome. The football one came out first.
Mm-hmm.
And let me pull up my Wikipedia so I can remember when. 1993, and they actually used the Madden engine to do it. And basically what it is, the story is that, it's a post-apocalyptic world where radiation has caused the human race to mutate. And so you play as, like, zombies, and I think there's, 5 races? Does it say what they are? No, of course not. Here we go. Aliens, skeletons, robots, trolls, and superhumans. So I was wrong about zombies, but... And instead of 11, you have 7 players on each side. And it basically plays like real football, except for that there's landmines and fire pits and rocks and stuff on the field, and you can kill the other player. Yeah, you can bribe the ref to cheat for you. You can actually kill the ref, which is kind of fun. Like, it was just so over the top at the time. They're just silly fun.
Right. I gotta tell you, I really don't play sports games. Especially the older ones. The only ones I will really ever play is golf, and every once in a great while, maybe like a basketball or a tennis. But as far as football goes, no, can't do it. But if I were to play one, it would be a game like Mutant League Hockey or one of those over-the-top kind. There's another one called like Pigskin Foot Brawl on the Genesis. I don't know if that's quite over-the-top like this one is, but I know it's different anyway. It'd be something like that, or like this. So.
Yeah, it's silly fun, and it actually, like, I guess they were popular enough that it actually spawned a TV series for a couple of seasons.
Seriously?
Yeah, there was a cartoon based on it that was just called Mutant League.
I had never heard of. That's interesting.
That's actually the clue that I posted was the intro from the TV show.
Oh, okay.
So that was the clue for everybody. But yeah, when did the TV series start? Does it say on here? Of course not. Let me go back to the TV series link. It aired from July 2nd, 94, so it came out like a year after the first game and lasted till 96. So it ran for 2 seasons. And it actually had like a storyline and stuff. It followed one of the players, Bones Justice, who was actually Bones Jackson in the game. But
Bones Justice, is he a skeleton?
Yeah. I think he was, yeah. But, and it was your typical kids cartoon show, but I just thought it was funny that...
It was a kid's show, really? It seems like the games have more of the edgier feel.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cartoon, so I'm sure
Sure,
it was,
yeah.
Older kids, but
Yeah.
kids nonetheless.
But. Now, Mutant League Hockey. I have both of these games, and I I've played one of them. Which one was that? It was Mutant League Hockey is the one I've played. Actually, Mutant League Hockey for me is a cool collector's story. How I managed to get a complete in-box copy is pretty bizarre. But, yeah, I remember when I got it, it didn't work. Just would not work. And I had gotten the game Ghostbusters on the Genesis, which is also a pretty uncommon game on the Genesis, and it wouldn't work either. I was like, well, what's going on here? But Mutant League Hockey, I was able to get work. Genesis or Ghostbusters never worked, but I was able to get Mutant League Hockey to work. And then I paid I think $2 for it, and then on eBay months later, somebody was selling a box and manual for it for $6. So I scooped that shit up, and it cost me $10 to get a complete copy. It's usually about 40. It's actually pretty expensive. But anyway, like I said with football, if I don't play very many sports games, but if I were to play one, it'd definitely be one like this.
Yeah, they're just fun, and it mocks the real team, the real NFL teams with the names, and even some of the player names. Instead of Jerry Rice, it was Scary Ice, and instead of the what is it, this 49ers or the 60 Winers, and it's just fun.
Yeah, I like that. That's fun.
And I guess I don't think I ever played through a whole tournament, but if you win the whole tournament, your MVP gets carried off the field and then thrown into a pit of fire. It's the Hall of Pain instead of the Hall of Fame. It's kind of fun. And they actually in Madden 09 on the Xbox, there's actually a throwback achievement. If you create a player named Bones Jackson and place him on the Chicago Bears, you get an achievement called Midway Monster because he played for the Midway Monsters in the Mutant League games.
Oh, I like that too.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool throwback because they're made by EA, of course.
Right. Yeah. Huh. Very cool. Yeah.
And yeah, the hockey one is the same thing. Spin off of the real teams with the fake names and stuff, but.
I was actually going to play one of these, probably the hockey one, before recording tonight, but I got distracted with something else, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah, which I already know what it was.
Yeah, you do. But yeah, they're I'll have to give them a go. Probably the hockey one is the one.
I mean, they're both they're both.
I suck at football. I don't even understand it. The plays, anyway. I don't understand the plays. Yeah. I don't know what to pick when.
They're silly fun,
yeah.
And they're just so over the top. In fact, I remember, it was a long time ago. Maximum RD had a tag about game series that you'd like to see remade, and that's actually what I picked was Mutant League because I think it would be cool to see a reboot of it, with consoles. I think they could do a really awesome job with it.
Yeah, I remember that tag. I did a response. I picked Road Rash.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So EA, if you're listening,
right?
Make a Road Rash and Mutant League football. I remember a Mutant League golf. That would be sweet. I remember saying that once. My friend. Or a Mutant Road Rash. That'd be sweet too. There's so many things you could do with this mutant stuff.
Yeah, and zombies are in now, so it'd be the perfect time to bring it back.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man.
But yeah, they're like I said, they're silly fun.
Yeah. Good pick. Yeah, that's pretty obscure.
Yeah, I tried to do something different. Cliche titles.
Okay. All right. Well, we can go ahead and move on to what we're playing if you want.
Yeah.
All right. Mine is quite long. It is quite long. So why don't you can go ahead and start, I guess.
I've got, I just got a couple that I spent a little bit of time with this week. Watching the NBA playoffs made me want to play my player mode in the NBA 2K11. I'm a year behind, so I still have last year's game. But, yeah, I have my player. I named him Launchpad McQuack, and because I would like to be silly with my names in my player mode. But so I started playing that again. I've almost finished my first season. We're the number 1 seed and we're going to win the whole thing, but so I spent a little bit of time with it. That game is so, in my player mode, you have to be the star, even though your stats, you're not good enough when you first start out to be, in order for your team to win, you have to do everything, essentially. So my guy nearly averages a triple-double, and like has to do everything himself, but it's fun. And the other one, it's funny, we were talking about earlier about downloadable games and how I never buy them, but I bought one this week. That's that's Trials Evolution. I don't know if you're familiar with that
Yeah,
series.
yeah, like that dirt bike racing or
Hmm.
dirt bike obstacle course thing.
Yeah, it's more like an obstacle. It's almost like a puzzle game to me. Like, you've got to balance your guy right and land in the right place and all that. But I loved the original Trials HD. I had a lot of fun with that one, and this one is just even better. And I think the best thing about it is it actually has like a course builder now, so you can actually make your own tracks. I haven't tried to make one myself, but I've downloaded some stuff that other people have made, and it's amazing what you can do on that thing.
Huh.
like I just went to the most downloaded and downloaded like the first couple, and the first one is like this amusement park, and it starts off with this Ferris wheel that you have to like perfectly time to get on it, and then like I couldn't even get past that part because I kept falling off the Ferris wheel. But yeah, it's if you guys like, you know, different style games, definitely check out Trials.
I
It's
I think I played HD, but I sucked at it.
it is tricky. Like
Mhm.
you have to really practice to get good at it, but it's just ridiculously fun.
Okay. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6. And it's been 2 weeks, so that's only fair. Um, all right. We'll go ahead and start with the oldest, I guess. I actually went ahead and started playing. I got about halfway through the original Legend of Zelda on the
Okay.
NES. I I had always been like, with it, kind of, kind of meh. It's a little overrated, I could never get into it, that kind of thing. But I said, you know what? This game's a classic, damn it. And I need to just sit down, and I have a map of Hyrule, so, and it gives you, like, the first 4 dungeons where they are, and it gives you, like,
Yeah.
it puts little question marks wherever, like, little secrets are and stuff like that. So it makes it a more easy. It's not so cryptic.
Yeah,
And I was
you
like,
have to. I think you have to have some kind of guide to
yeah,
get
you
anywhere in
would
that game.
get like nowhere. Yeah. So I played that. I think I got through 4 dungeons, and then I eventually it kind of tapered off. But oh, excuse me. Yeah. But yeah, I consider myself a fan of the original now. It is actually pretty fun.
I need to go
Frustrating.
back and play that. I don't know
Frustrating.
that I ever beat it, but
And I'll say this: it's certainly no Link to the Past. I don't know if you've played Link to the Past, but
I played a little bit the Game Boy re-release that they did, but
oh no, you got to get on the Super NES and play the hell out of that. Oh man, that was so much fun. Um, all right, and then also on the NES is another game I've had for quite a while and have just never played, which is odd because, like I said before, it's one of my favorite series ever. It's Castlevania 3 on the NES. I played the hell out of 1. I think we've all kind of messed around with 2 a little bit.
yeah.
And then 3 was sort of like the one that was like, I'd seen AVGN's video. It's kind of like, yeah, it looks pretty cool. But I was kind of like, I don't know, hesitant to try it. I'm not sure why. But I got to tell you, I've probably put about 3 hours in total. It's probably my favorite. It's just really cool. So it's better than 1, I can say. Certainly better than 2. Um, like after you defeat certain bosses, they'll actually become your friend and you can play as them.
Oh, interesting.
I forget what the first one is, but he's like some guy. He's like a hunchback, and he can like climb on walls and stuff. The second guy you get is Alucard, Dracula's son.
Mm-hmm.
He turns into a friend of yours. You can play as him. It's pretty cool. I end up usually going back to playing as Trevor Belmont. This is actually a prequel to the first game, so you play as Trevor Belmont. But I
Mm-hmm.
play as him because he's got the whip and he's just the best. So, but yeah, it's excellent. Probably my favorite in the NES series. Um, okay, all this other stuff is current generation. We talked about it, touched on it not too long ago. Mario Kart 7. I started busting that out again. It's been a while. Played some online. I didn't cheat. Don't worry about it. I didn't cheat the thing. No, I can't anymore anyway. No, I didn't even know about it. So, but Mario Kart 7. I've been playing some of that. And on the Wii, this is odd. I think this game came out in '08, and it's not an obscure game at all. It's Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I remember getting it. I was so excited for it. So excited. And I got it, and I was like, yeah, this is basically what I expected it to be. But I just didn't get into it much. Now, Melee, the second Smash Brothers, I played the absolute hell out of. And I was kind of thinking the other day, it's like, why did I not ever really give Smash Bros. On the Wii? Why did I never really play that? So I popped it in. I picked Donkey Kong and played through the single player a little bit, and it's like, wow, this is kick ass. And I used to play with the GameCube controller, which was a cool feature, I thought, because that's what I was used to. But actually, this time I played with the Wiimote and the nunchuck. It works great. There's no motion involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. And I was actually playing. My friend was over when I was playing it, and he said to me, and he's kind of right. The graphics in that game are pretty damn good.
Yeah, they're actually
Especially
really good.
for the Wii. You know, you could almost pass it off as like a low end Xbox game or something.
Yeah.
It does look very good. All right, so there's that one, and then just two more. I started playing Skyward Sword again. I remember I spent like 2 hours on like the most tedious dungeon ever. It was a real pain in the ass, but I started playing that again, and then the very last one is the one I was playing right before this. Literally.
You've been playing like all day, I think.
Yeah, because I want to get this bastard done. This game's long. It's the Gears of War 3, and I'm a little late to the party. This came out quite a while ago. But I was a big fan of Gears of War 2. That's actually the one I started with, and I played Gears 1. And it's like, it's good, but Gears 2 is probably better. And then Gears of War 3 came out, and it's like, I just never bought it. It's like, I wanted to play it, but, just never really bought it. So I'm borrowing it from my friend. He insisted that I give it a shot. So it's like, yeah, okay. And then you start playing it, and it's like, damn, this is, it's good old Gears. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Fun game.
You can't go wrong with Gears. Like, I think I've told you before, James and I played through that entire series co-op, so.
Oh, that's a great thing. It works really well for co-op. And I am at, let's see, where am I at? I am in Act 5, Chapter 4, I think, and I think there's only like 6 chapters in that act.
Yeah, you're almost done.
I don't think there's an Act 6, is there, or is there?
It's been a while, I don't remember, but I don't think so.
Okay, so I'm hoping I'm pretty much done, and it's been a hell of a ride. Gears of War, that's like a excellent trilogy right there. 1, 2, 3, and we talked about that with the sequels episode, the very first one of the second season.
Yeah.
We talked about Gears of War a little bit, I think, and how they did it so right.
Yeah.
And I will second that. They did. And that's all I'm playing. all 7 or
That's
6.
it. Yeah.
At the same time. Actually, I've quit playing Castlevania 3 and Zelda, but the other ones I'm still currently playing. Man, what a mouthful.
You have a little bit more time to play than I do.
I do, yes. Judging from, what is 6 to 2. You had 2, I had 6, yeah.
I mean, I played other stuff. Like, I still play Old Republic a lot, but I just choose not to talk about that.
What was that? I saw some article, like, they lost, like, a ton of users.
They lost, like, 400 million, which sounds like a lot.
400 million?
But they still have 1.3 million.
Did you mean 400,000?
Or 400,000, I'm sorry.
400 million, holy shit.
Yeah. No, 400,000. But they still have 1.3 million subscribers, so it's not like... And it's actually a really typical drop-off for an MMO, because you get all these people that buy the game, want to play it for a little bit, and then drop off. But, the hardcore people are still there playing, so... It's not going anywhere. Like, it's not that dire yet.
Right. Sorry, I'm doing something. Yeah, okay, alright. I thought I was going to ask you something about about that Old Republic, but I guess I wasn't.
Where it was, you lost it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I just kind of lost it. Well, and that brings us to the end of episode. It was 6, right? This is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 6. Yeah. So hopefully, barring and hopefully there's no glitches this week, and we can just upload her straight to YouTube. Yeah.
We can only hope.
Yes, hopefully it goes so simple. All right, so we'll be back again next week, and you know what? Let me say this. This is something else I've been playing. This is weird because I just looked at my phone and I have this. You have a smartphone, right? You have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay, you need to download the game Draw Something.
Oh yeah, I have it.
You have it. Okay, well
Yep.
I'll have to send you an invite. This game I've been playing quite a bit. I'm playing actually. Do you ever watch you watch Crow, YouTube?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
playing against him right now. Well, you're not playing. You don't play against people really. You know.
Yeah, you play back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
You're a team basically because you're trying to guess each other's.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's 7 games. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll have to send you an invite. I didn't play. Yeah, so 7. Yeah.
There you go.
Alright, lucky number 7. Alright, yeah, so anyway, like I said, that brings us to the end of this episode. We'll be back next week.
We'll see you then, guys.
Weather's getting warmer, and we're still gonna truck on.
Keep doing it as long as one person's listening.
Just like so, well, we know in television, dude, he leaves comments, so we know somebody's at least listening. James is a certified user, whatever whatever you want to call him. So, all right, well, yep, we'll see you next week, guys, and so until then, take care.
See you guys.
Obviously I couldn't upload this one. And if you notice, that week that we didn't do the RattleCast, I uploaded a pickups video that is 14 minutes and 59 seconds. So I made it by a second. But they fixed it now, and actually it was fixed at one point because I actually had the show up. And we got a shout out by Trouble on the YouTube gaming community. Unfortunately, that link that he left in the description is no longer good because I had to take down the video to re-upload it this Friday.
Re-upload it.
It was a mess, but we're all set now. So, barring some sort of screw up by YouTube again, we should be right on track.
Back to our routine.
Yes. Okay.
With hopefully no more glitches.
Yeah. Right. All right. Comments. Let's go ahead and get comments on the last video. Got a few here. Television Dude is the first one. He says, I want to play Red Dead Redemption, one of the only games that makes me want to get a new gen system. I've never played Red Dead Redemption.
It's very good. We talked about it last week, but sandbox in the Old West. So take Grand Theft Auto and put in horses instead of cars, and there you go.
Okay, and then he also says, for me, backwards compatibility is not a necessity, but a convenience. It's not a deal killer if it's not, but it's a nice feature to have. Just sometimes there's compatibility problems. I will sometimes play PS1 games on my PS2, so I only have one system hooked up. My GBA SP and GB and Game Boy Color player, and my DS is my GBA player. Okay, that's confusing. If this feature was better implemented in the past, it may become a dying feature with the PlayStation Store, Nintendo Store download crap. LOL. The fact that he called it the Nintendo Store is ridiculous.
Yeah, he does kind of make a good point, though, which we didn't really touch on in our conversation, but, they do on, especially in the PlayStation Store, they upload a bunch of, old PlayStation 1 games that you can buy on your PS3. So that is, kind of another form of it that we didn't really touch on. But
right, and
of course, then you have to buy them again to get them on that system.
You gotta buy them again.
Yeah.
And the Wii goes back to the N64. That's the most current you can download, I believe. I'm pretty sure there's no GameCube games you can download.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I haven't really looked at it because I never go on there, but...
I don't either. I go on the 3DS one, but you can't download 64 games. I don't know.
And in fact, the only time I go on the PlayStation Store is to see what PlayStation Plus freebies are on there. So Like, that's the only reason. I don't buy a lot of download games.
No,
It's just how I am, but...
I am the same way. I hardly ever do it. Okay, oh, I lost my page. Okay, next LV Peppy 38 says, cool episode, guys. And then Mr. B-Lands, a.k.a. James, has 2 comments. He says, blue PS2 games were because when the PS2 launched in Japan, it didn't actually have support DVD out of the box. The DVD remote updated the firmware of the system to read newer games. The blue discs we got here were a result of cranking out games before the launch window because the system did support DVDs at launch in the States. Oh, yeah, we were talking about how some PS2 games are blue and some
Yeah.
aren't. He also says, anyway, I do love backwards compatibility. I only have a room for a few systems, so if I Hey everybody, Cobra DVS and Neoflynn
Hey, everybody.
for RattleCast episode 6.
6?
I
Yes,
think it's 6.
it is 6.
It's 6, okay. Alright, so, you know what? Before I forget, in the description, we are on Facebook, so go ahead and like the show on Facebook. If you have Facebook, that'd be cool. Nick runs the Facebook, so, yeah.
Like it or, don't. But please like it, so it make us feel better about ourselves.
Also, to explain, there was a week skip. It was not last week, but the week before. That was because there was a YouTube glitch that wouldn't allow a video over 15 minutes to be uploaded. So if I can keep my games and pack up my old systems or trade them in to help buy the new system, that just makes it all better as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a space issue too, I suppose.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's nice to have, but
Yeah, I think in television, dude said it bad. Like it's not a necessity, but a convenience.
yeah.
Not a deal killer or anything like that. Okay, all right. Well, that's all the comments, so we can go ahead and move on to news. Nick, you can go ahead and start if you like.
All right, the first one. I think we have like a legal segment in every episode. I always seem to have something involving some sort of court case, but this time it's the ever-going battle between EA and Activision over Call of Duty. They settled one part of it, and that was Activision was suing EA, saying that they attempted to derail the Call of Duty franchise, purposely, which I don't really know how you would prove or disprove that, but the two of them have been going back and forth, suing and counter-suing each other, and most of it